Hi everyone, I'm Paul and this is Recycled Model Railways. So, what's today's video about? It's mostly to ask for some opinions on the next project. So let's see what I'm going to prattle on about today. So, before we start, just a quick little look at this. I know you've kind of seen it before in the past. I kind of threw this thing together one night, didn't really do it properly as such. And I noticed when I was servicing Uncle Jed's, I could have done with another track so that if I've got 3 or 4 rows, I can be testing them all at the same time, because I've got enough of the testing track wheel layouts from DCC to be able to put them all on at once. So we've took all the original top off the board, bought some new rail. You can see here that they're actually wires this time are now soldered underneath the rail, because I had crocodile clips on them last time and they were a pain in the backside because I could never get them to stay on. On the other end, when I come to connect to power supply, simple spade connectors, clip them in, clip them out, job done. I've chucked a couple of buffers on just for the sake of it, and then that there is an NEM pocket height gauge. Just picked this up yesterday from Peter Spares, a DCC concept, whatever they call them, but I think it's made by a company called Samoba or Semboa, one of the two, can't really remember. But as I'm about to start the next project, they're going to be the first things that I'm going to fit NEM pockets to. So it kind of made sense for my eventual layout to have a pocket gauge on the track, so that I can make sure that the heights are exactly the same on every vehicle. And I think it was only a couple of quid to buy it. I've just painted that stupid red stripe one because the buffers have got red and white on. No other reason, just for stupidity. Anyway, let's get on with what the video is actually about. So, Siphon G's, I know I've showed you them before, but it's finally time to get this project started. So if you can remember, I've got 8, 7 there and 1 in bits on here. So I'm going to stick this on the tripod so that it's not bouncing around, and then we'll have a chat about what it is I want some opinions on in a bit. Okay, right, let's get started. So what is it I'm wanting to talk to you about? Well, I want to do a Siphon G project, or rather 8 Siphon G projects, because the rest are out of shot. So I've dismantled it, piece of cake to dismantle. To pull the wheels off, literally just clink. There's 2 screws go under here. Take the screws out. You get left then with the weight, which sits in the centre, this which sits on the top, which is what the screws go into, and then that just pops off. So I was doing this because I thought it was a nice easy project and it would look really cool having a little rig of Siphon G's, because up to now I don't have any. So I thought it was an easy project. Is it? It could be, and then again it might be a pain in the backside. So I've been looking at some photographs of Siphon G's online. There aren't many. Most of them are black and white, very dark, very grainy, difficult to see detail. So let's start with what I have seen. Please, I'm asking you to give me your comments on everything I'm talking about here, right? So first things first, would you bother on the end of these taking off these moulded on handles and replacing them? Not sure myself. Also on the Siphon G's you have 2 hooks come off each side that are suspending the corridor connection. Would I do that? Again, I don't know. While we're on the subject of the ends, obviously they had connector pipes, brake pipes I would presume, on the bottom and then off the bottom. There's no point, I don't think, in doing that to every single carriage, because I intend to run these as a rake all the time, and I don't see the point in chucking them on when they're going to be continuously tied together and running around. However, I am thinking about doing one at the front end and one at the back end on the last of the rake. So opinions on that. Next one, and this is the one that really throws me. If you look on the detail here, considering this was probably 1970s Lima, it's pretty good. You can see the boards and the handles and the hinges, and I'm quite happy with it. However, here's two things for everyone to think about and pass comment on. I'm going to chuck a photo on here, if I remember to do it when I'm putting the video together. The first one is on the photo, which I'm hoping I've remembered to put on the screen now. Look along the bottom here. Okay, now I'll put the photo on. Look along the bottom. You will see there is clearly what looks like a bottom access door, which has a cross on it. Now I can model that, but I don't think the new Acura scale has them on. Might be wrong. Or it could be that in later life, when they stopped using these for milk chains and cattle and God knows whatever else, they just did away with them and just had solid bottoms. However, the next thing I've noticed, again, I'll put a picture on of this as well in a sec. You see the top of this is all imitation ventilated. I've got pictures of them where they're not all ventilated. I think there's one in particular. It's a newspaper one, which is what I want to model mine off, and it has maybe one or two vents at each end, but all the rest seem to have been blanked in. Now that's fairly-ish simple on this, because I just fill all the vents with modelling clay and you won't notice. Be a bit of a sod to sand them and not knock out the detail. The handles, yes, I can take them out and I can put brass ones in, not an issue. But this is all about me asking you guys, what do you think? What do you think about this end with the fake handles? What do you think about the levers that held this? What do you think about the hose pipes? What do you think about all the vents? What do you think about all the sliding doors with the crossbars on? Let me know. The other thing I'd like to know is, because I really can't figure it out for myself, when I'm looking at these, again, British Rail newspapers, that's what I'm going to put them as, I can't seem to get a distinctive colour for the top. So I'm hoping somebody somewhere out there is smart, or should I say smarter than I am, that can say to me, yes, they were this colour, because I've seen one that looks the same blue, and I think I've seen one with black, and I think I've seen one with dark grey. I just want a rough idea, what should it have been? Anyway, that's the body shell, so we put that to one side. Right, the next glaring obvious problem here is these things. The metal wheels, all of them are metal wheeled, but the pizza cutting wheels way too big for current track. Now I'm fairly certain, like about 95% certain, that Peter does replacement wheels for Limas, because I believe across here that axle is shorter than normal Hornby wheels. Now I do have in amongst my bits and pieces, and I bought a load of wheels second hand, all sorts of shapes and sizes and everything else. I will look, but I highly doubt that I've got, what do I want, 32? Yeah, I'll need 32 wheels. I doubt I've got 32 all of the same size. But that's not an issue for you guys. However, this could be a question. You see here, we've got the horrible couplers that I hate, but they're moulded into the chassis. Now, this is kind of why I just showed you that last thing that I made with the NEM pocket height on it, because this is the first job it's going to get NEM pockets put on. So I can just have a go at this and hash it out, but if anybody has ever taken one of these off and replaced it with NEM pockets, get in touch, let me know how you did it or what you did. I have got some of them bought, these NEM pockets from Peters, that are a direct replacement for Hornbeat and Triang, where you've got the screw or the rivet comes through the bottom. You just pull the old ones off and install them in the place. That's nice and easy. It's what to do with this when it's moulded on. The obvious thing is cut it off, but then anyway, if you've done it before, please feel free, tell me, do me a favour and tell me what you did, and I'll just do the same thing. Otherwise I'll muddle through it and I'll make a fun video of how much of a mess I made of cocking that up. But there you go. Right, the last thing, this video is nice and short and sweet, so I don't bore you to death. Okay, now then, let me see if I can get this positioned at a good angle, which is really difficult. Alright, these buffers obviously came with the model. The problem I've got with them is that on all of the photos I've seen, the buffer heads are huge. Now, I know we're talking about scaling and but there's no way on God's green earth that these things scale to what I've seen on photos. The photo ones are enormous. The problem I've got is the shaft that sits behind them. Let me see if I can get these profile. They've got a flat profile on the top and the bottom, and they are extremely narrow indeed. Now the problem I've got is I can buy buffers with big heads anywhere. What I can't do is buy these damn things, these out of fashion. I can't buy them with these shafts on unless somebody knows where I can get some from. If they can, please get in touch. At the moment I seem to be missing, let me just look. Oh, I'm missing two so far. Bear with me folks, I know I'm off camera. I'm missing two. I'm missing one off this one and one off another. Just one, sorry, just one buffer head missing there. So the only other question then, I suppose, is, if I can just bring this light over because it's not the brightest of days today, the undercarriage detail. Do I do anything more with that? Well, from the side, it's got bits on it, it's got the frame, it's got the battery boxes. You can see the air reservoirs, I think that's what they are anyway. Do I really want to put any more into it? I don't know. The one thing I did wonder, which off the top of my head I can't remember whether I've seen, is did they not have a handbrake wheel on them somewhere? If they did, fair enough, I'll put a handbrake wheel on them. That's easily done. What I have got to do on some of these is, here, I've got, let me see if you can see that under the light. I don't think you can. But this one's got a corner off it, and this one here, these are the steps to help you climb on. This one here is gone completely, and that one's had a corner knocked off it. And I have already looked at these. There's quite a few of them like that, but that's a piece of cake. I'll trim that down, and then I'll just use plastic card, glue them back on, spray them up. So that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to bore you to death anymore. But please, if you've watched this video and you think you can throw any suggestions, or you've tried something yourself, or you've done something yourself, whatever, the whole point for me in YouTube is to interact, so you can see what I'm cocking up and you can have a laugh at it, but also throw some ideas at me, or you know, give me your opinion as to how you would have done something. Right, that's it. I'm done talking. I'm boring you. I know I'm boring myself. So yeah, please get in touch if you've got any idea. Please give me a shout. and let me know where you think I should be at. Alright? Thanks for now. Catch you in a bit. Bye.